Hello everybody, Namaskar. Today let us study one very important aspect of fruits and vegetable processing, that is cut fruits and vegetables. This lecture on cuts fruits and vegetable will be covered in two parts. In part 1, we will discuss what are the cut produces, what are the manufacturing processes, how the quality of the cut produces are expected to change during processing, what are different innovative or novel technologies that can be used in manufacturing of fresh cut produces or shelf life extension of fresh cut produces, and also processing and desired quality of some popular fresh cut fruits and vegetables which are nowadays available in the market. So, let us understand what is a fresh cut produce. So, according to the International Fresh Cut Produce Association, popularly known as IFPA, the fresh cut produces are any fruit or vegetable or combination thereof that has been physically altered from its original form, but it remains in a fresh state. In the recent past, consumption of ready to eat fresh cut fruits has been substantially increased, and it is mostly due to the increasing demand for low calorie food products with fresh like characteristics. Fresh cut produces may consist of peeled, sliced, shredded, trimmed and are washed fruits or vegetables. Fresh cut products are include any kind of fresh commodities and their mixtures in different cuts, and it is packaged nicely. That is, it may be fresh cut fruits, mixed fresh cut fruits, fresh cut fruit salad, fresh cut vegetables, items such as bagged salads, baby carrots, stir fry vegetable mixes, fresh cut apples, pineapple or melon are these are some of the only few examples. The list is very large and exhaustive. There are in the market, if you see, variety of fresh cut fruits and vegetables are available nowadays, and particularly as I told you in the recent past, there has been increasing demand of these products both at the consumer end and in the market. So, in this slide I have tried to make you aware of tell you about what are the procedure manufacturing process for fresh cut fruits and vegetables. So, as a first step, obviously in the facility where these are produced or processed, so their material either fruit or vegetable is to be received. Then at the time of receiving, first step is inspection, pre-cooling, cleaning, washing and disinfection. So, this is the first step of the material, and then after this that is a sorted and cleaned and washed material is sent next for the second step, where sorting and grading is done, because that is very important. That is, if they are of equal size, equal grade, equal of color, texture and other characteristics, this will produce the cut pieces or cut slice etc. of desired or uniform size, uniform quality, and which will be that is easy for further processing or further handling, or even from the shelf life and quality point of view. Then it is taken to the third step, which involves peeling, then removal of cores etc., and after the peeling and core removal, it is cut. Cutting may be done into the different shapes and sizes, which we will discuss in the next slide. And then after cutting, the next very important step is washing and sanitation. These cut pieces are properly washed and sanitized, that is because there may be during even cutting, and if the conditions are hygienic conditions are not maintained, there may be some contamination which invariably occurs. So, these cut pieces should be properly washed and then sanitized, and after that they are packaged. So, here that fourth and fifth step, that proper it's hurdle technology concept should be applied here, that is washing, sanitization and appropriate packaging, okay, should be done. That even alternating hurdle, that is thermal treatment, dipping treatment or other treatments etc. should be done, and the purpose is to make sure that yes, the quality of the cut produce is maintained in a good shape, its texture, color, flavor, and also it has a comparatively desirable or long shelf life, comparatively long shelf life. Okay. So, little elaborate, we have already in earlier classes also we have discussed that yes, these high quality fresh cut produce products are always that is they will be having higher content of the active compounds, because you know fruits and vegetables, they are hub of the nutrients and active components, bioactive etc. Okay. So, obviously, that is in order to get good quality or high quality cut produces, you have to have maintain or you have to have a good quality raw material and whole fats and whatever. So, these is induced by drivers such as the particular cultivar, climatic conditions, cultivar practices, growing locations, maturity at the time of harvest etc. That is at the time point of reception, that it has to be properly chosen. That is, the fruit which is used for cutting or vegetable, it is a proper maturity, proper texture, proper hardness and so on. Then comes very important step, pre-cooling. The pre-cooling, in earlier classes also we have discussed the importance of pre-cooling, how it is done, but because here it is the whole fruit and also you are removing its peel and then cutting it, means that is this the fruits and vegetables, they are provided natural protection, that is in the form of their peel or in their cover. So, now we are removing this, then obviously the rate of respiration or some case that is storage production etc. will increase more. So, it becomes very important that all these operations should be done in a controlled temperature environment, and the temperature even during processing, after processing is maintained as low as possible. So, temperature is the most important factor influencing the quality of the fresh produce. So, it should be pre-cooled before sending to the next treatment. Then washing and sanitation, that is that is the fruits and vegetable, depending upon the horticultural practices, other practices followed in the farm during handling etc., they may be contaminated with a great diversity of microflora, particularly vegetables, because of their proximity to the soil when they are produced, and also they are low acid food. So, they serve as a vector of majority of the spoilage causing or pathogenic disease causing bacteria etc. So, this is a washing and sanitization becomes very important, that is it should be properly disinfected, because there may be chemical residue, pesticide residue etc. So, this disinfection commonly affect the quality, safety and shelf life of the end product. Washing is designed to remove any dirt or selected pesticides and to detach microorganisms to enhance quality, and sanitization obviously is the killing of contaminated microbes after washing. Okay. So, see sanitizers, earlier also in earlier lectures we discussed about these things detail. So, they can here today in today's lecture we will especially cover the sanitizers and washing solutions etc., which are used for fresh cuts and fruits, vegetable, for cut fruits and vegetables. So, sanitizers can reduce the growth of natural microbial population on the surface of fresh cut produces by 2-3 log units, and therefore, can reduce the contamination level, contamination of pathogens, etc., and extend the shelf life. Okay. So, what are the different washing sanitizer and washing aids that can be used, that are beneficial in the case of fresh produces, fresh cut produces? This may be, that is those sanitizers which has antimicrobial activity. Okay. That is, they may have negligible effect on sensory qualities, are water soluble, and they should be stable, okay, and environmentally capable and non-toxic. So, the commonly used disinfectant and sanitizers in the cut produces include chlorine, chlorine dioxide, organic acid, ozone, hydrogen peroxide, electrolyzed water, trisodium phosphates, etc. Okay. So, here you see that different that is a disinfectant which are used for sanitizing cut produces, and their labels are given. Okay, like chlorine is generally used in the range of 100 to 100 ppm, and the pH is 6.6 to 7. Acidified sodium chloride may be 500 to 1200 ppm, pH may be 2.5 to 2.9. Or acidified electrolyzed water 10 to 90 ppm, our pH is 2.1 to 4.5. So, these are the in this concentration and pH of the disinfectant and sanitizing fresh cut produces. Okay. Then peeling and cutting operations on the fresh cut produces. In this aspect also, in the earlier instances we discussed, the goal of the optimum peeling operation includes minimizing product losses, types of products like potato produce, etc. In this peeling operation is very important, cutting is very much important. Even it minimizes heat ring formation in case of apples, potatoes, or minimizes energy and chemical usage, or minimizes the environmental pollutions. Peeling methods, again in the earlier lectures we had discussed this in details: manual peeling, mechanical peeling, chemical peeling, enzymatic peeling, thermal peeling. So, one has to adopt a specific method of peeling depending upon the type of the material, its characteristics, etc., and detailed mechanism of all these peeling methods we earlier discussed. In the factors which influence the cutting operation include sharpness of the cutting tool, types of size reduction, that is whether you are going for slicing, dicing, shredding, etc., a direction of cutting, that is longitudinal or transverse, or geometric shape of the fresh cut fruits and vegetables, whether you are cutting in the form of cubes, disc, baton, and so on. Okay. Then this peeling and cutting operation, obviously, that is, as I told you earlier also, that is its proper conditions during peeling and cutting has to be it should be properly maintained to if it is proper, because most fruits are susceptible to bruising and mechanical injury. So, care should be taken that during peeling and cutting operations excessive damage is not there to the tissue. Okay. Otherwise, it will increase the rate of respiration, etc. So, fresh cut processing also remove the fruit's natural cuticle or skin, which natural protection is given to the fruits in the form of skin, etc. So, see, the skin is removed in the peeling operation. So, it may increase the gas diffusion and microbial invasion, etc. So, that should be properly taken care. Okay. Large and usually damaged surface area from the peeling and cutting often provokes increased respiration, ethylene production, and enhanced susceptibility to water loss, and a greater possibility of enzymatic and microbial deterioration. So, these operations should be conducted carefully. Then, in order, as I told you in the last, that these are susceptible to various changes. Then sometimes during the peeling or immediately after peeling, the treatment like dipping or such other treatment are given to the commodity. Okay, like that is it is dipped in anti-browning agents, which may be including ascorbate and calcium containing compounds, carboxylic acid, phenolic acid, or even the dipping solution may contain antimicrobial agents like chlorine, iodine, quaternary ammonium compounds, acidic compounds, ozone, hydrogen peroxide, etc. Okay, or even it may include texture forming agent or preservatives, calcium treatment, edible coatings, etc. So the material cut produced is dipped into a specific solutions, that is in the water containing appropriate amount of anti-browning agent or antimicrobial agent or texture forming agents, preservative, etc. The purpose is to ensure that there is no browning or the fresh cut is kept in good condition. Then after the dipping treatment, there may be, or even the dipping treatment should be done even little lukewarm water, or the thermal treatment. The dipping treatment may be followed by a heat shock like STST method, which usually implies a washing step at a temperature ranging from 45 to 70 degrees Celsius for a few minutes, and usually less than 5 minutes. So even that dipping treatment and heat shock may be sometimes combined depending upon the type of commodity that is being processed. So it prevents the browning in fresh cut lettuces, improves organoleptic properties, prevents quality deterioration, maintains texture and color qualities, etc. Okay. Also, it is a necessary of combining, that is, there is a necessity of combining this heat shock with a sanitizing method such as washing with chlorine or alternative antimicrobial agent like calcium lactate, etc. Okay. So the blanching, that is mild heat treatment, it may be steam blanching or infrared radiation or electrical heating, microwave blanching, etc. So a mild treatment to inactivate microorganisms, to inactivate enzymes, as well as appropriate dipping in the appropriate solutions. This can be combined or separately depending upon the type of the material being handled. Then dewatering or drying, another important, because the fresh cut vegetables, they may have on the surface, there may be also during the cutting operation some tissues are damaged, so some water may be oozing out and surface may contain some water, moisture, etc. So if this moisture is not removed, surface moisture should be removed, otherwise it will act as a vector for microbial growth, etc. So they should be dried appropriately prior to packaging. Okay, and this process is a good method for increasing the shelf life. Okay, because an excess of water on the tissue fluids provides, as I told you, an excellent medium for microbial growth. Okay. So this drying can be done in the control heated air, hot air, or contact type dewatering, maybe brushes or absorber rollers or PVC rollers, etc. may be used so that it can suck, that it can absorb the surface water, or aerodynamic dewatering can be used. Okay. So the novel technologies involved in the manufacture and processing of fresh cuts and vegetables, fruits and vegetables, maybe UVC radiation, like that is non-ionizing radiations in the wavelength from 100 to 280 nanometer, and this light is used to maintain microbial quality, preserve hypersensitive tissues, and to reduce browning and injury of the fresh cut products. Also PEF, that it conserves the quality of fresh cut produces and avoids or reduces changes in sensory and physical properties. Even water jet cutting can be used. It controls the pressure with a water barrier that prevents the movement of fruits and flushes away the potentially damaging enzymes from the tissues. So the purified water increases the quality of the fresh cut products with the absence of blades and knives. It reduces the possibility of microbial contamination and minimizes the oxidation. The active packaging concept, again we discussed earlier in detail, but here in the case of fresh cut fruits and vegetables, this active packaging becomes very important. It is a smart system that includes active ingredients like oxygen scavengers, carbon dioxide absorbers, ethylene absorbers, etc. And most applied active packaging for fresh cut fruits and vegetables consists of antimicrobial and antioxidant activity, because this to take care of the microbial, that is fresh cut producers are more likely to be attacked by the microorganism or oxidative changes. So, the packaging, active packaging takes care of in majority of the cases that antimicrobial and antioxidant activities. The application of garlic, that is garlic essential oil encapsulated in cyclodextrin, were found effective against Alternaria species, and the shelf life extension, it increased the shelf life of fresh cut tomatoes. Similarly, edible coating also, that is it is consisting of using an edible substance. This is applied on the film on the surface of the cut produces, and it prevents the product from their water loss and assist to retain nutrients as well as reduce the microbial spoilage. Okay. Then let us see the quality changes of the fresh cut produce. It is very important aspect, because as I told you earlier, since this the natural barrier, and anyway fruits and vegetables, they are very susceptible to the microbial growth, biochemical reactions, mechanical damage, physiological aging, etc. All these reactions, because it is a life process, is continuing, respiration and other reactions. So, and these reactions will occur at an increased rate, at higher rate in the peel or cut produces. Okay. So, that proper care has to be taken, that is the appearance, texture, flavor, nutritive value and safety aspects of the cut fruits and vegetables should be ensured. And there are certain reports that is the fresh cut life in days under optimum conditions, even they are reported to be up to 10 days, and the based on appearance and visual qualities up to 7 to 8 days, and based on the firmness and texture, or even based on the flavor and or nutritional quality, may be up to a week or 6 days they produce. So, appearance of the commodity, that is including color, glass, shape, size and absence of defect and decay, is the main factor which influences the consumer's choice. Okay. Browning is caused by the interaction of the enzymes, polyphenol oxidases and enzymes with the phenols, and which are released during the minimally processing. Okay. So, this is during the processing of the fresh cut produce, tissue damages occurs by cutting it, and it facilitates, that is because these enzymes and the substrate both get out, they are in the cut tissues, and then in the presence of atmospheric oxidation, instant enzymatic oxidation reaction takes place. The mechanism is shown here. There is a complex group of reactions, enzymatic mechanism involving that phenylalanine, ammonia lyase or polyphenol oxidase, namic acid, and ultimately various organic compound, complex organic compounds are formed, which gives the brown color and brown flavor development or undesirable flavor development sometimes in the cut produces. So, this should be taken care. Here in this slide you see that browning in the fresh cut tropical fruits is shown, some experimental data. I have given the reference being, that is in the number 1 and 2, that is it is brown fresh guava and fresh raw mangoes. How it is that is browning is taking place there, that is it is after minimal processing. A is the raw in both the cases fresh cut, and B to C is the fresh cut slices. They are left at 30 degrees Celsius for 5 and 20 hours. C is after 20 hours, you can see how is the color difference, how the browning is developed in the, and after cutting the slices were placed in a polypropylene box and left at 30 degrees Celsius for 5 and 20 hours, that is D and E in both the cases, in the fresh guava and fresh raw mango, and that is they were kept at in the D and E, that 5 degrees Celsius for 5 and 20 hours, and you can see in the visible changes in the color and the browning is visible. In the third figure, it is the fresh ripe mango and the similar treatment, that is A is the fresh and D to B, C, D are the that is having the slices at 30 degrees Celsius after 5, 10 and 20 hours, open slices after minimal process cutting slices, and then these D, E, F, G are that cut slices. They are kept in polypropylene container and left at 30 degrees Celsius, and the H, I and J, they are left at 5 degrees Celsius, and you can see that obviously at higher temperature, where that at 30 degrees Celsius and where there is no packaging, the browning in both the cases, ripe and unripe, the browning is more. Okay. Texture is critical quality attribute that helps both industry and consumer determine the acceptability of the food. Okay. Fresh cut fruits and vegetables with better maintenance and the firmness, crispiness and crunchy texture are highly desired by the consumers due to their close association with tissue deterioration, and loss of firmness is particularly associated with enzymatic degradation, pectin catalase, pectin methylsterase and polygalactase. You can see in this figure that is maturation, ripening and wilting, that at the time of maturation it is the pectic substances fruit it is in optimum firmness, and after it ripens there is that is particularly changes in the pectic substances, maybe depolymerization of hemicellulose, de-esterification of pectin, solubilization of pectin, or depolymerization of pectin. There is due to action of pectin polymethylsterase enzymes or polygalactose enzyme, etc., and their softening of the tissue occurs. So, during that is cut fruits and vegetable, it is very important that appropriate care is taken, and that by following the method which we earlier showed, the dipping and other methods, anti-brown treatment, etc., so that this firmness is maintained. Similarly, flavor also, it should be the specific flavor of fresh cut produces depends upon the product composition, its genetic factors, maturity, post harvest treatment, what is given to it. So, fruit aroma, as you know that this is characterized by various volatile flavors, aliphatic esters, acids, etc. They are present, large number of compounds are there, whereas in the case of vegetable aroma it is only nitrogen and sulfur compounds. So, and there might be environmental conditions, etc. They may result in the changes in this flavor compound. So, this has to be properly. So, you can see in this figure we have shown that browning, if there is there, it may cause astringency, reduction in astringency, changes in the microenvironment in the produce may result in the fermentative flavor such as sour taste and alcoholic smell. Microbial growth may result in the putrid flavor, sour taste, or conversion of starch to sugar or sugar to starch. As the case, it may result in the increaseness in the sweetness of carrots, or that is sugars in the tender pea, sugar is converted into starch after dryness, then it reduces the sweetness. So, vice versa as the case may be. Then nutritional health aspect, that is again very important, that is fruits and vegetables we consume as a source of healthy bioactives. So, polyphenols such as anthocyanins, flavonoids, phenolic acids, etc., they are the most important components present in fruits and vegetables, recommended because of the active components present in them. Even the WHO has recommended consumption of around 400 gram of fruits and vegetables per day. So, that should be ensured that in the fresh cut produce the healthy components are there. Then safety issue again, that is fresh cut fruits and vegetables are particularly, as I told you, susceptible to microbial attack due to processes used in its preparation, peeling, cutting, slicing, etc. So, proper care should be taken, so that to maintain, that is the leafy vegetables, whether they are sugar rich fruits, all right. The physiological reactions and microbiological reaction in the leafy vegetable, physiological process may that dominate, where in the sugar rich vegetables, fruits, that is microbiological spoilage may dominate. So, proper care, that is proper management of the temperature, gas composition, etc. should be taken, so that these are taken care of. And in this slide I have just tried to give you that in the fresh cut produces, fresh cut vegetables, because they are low pH commodities, then the variety of the what are the possible pathogenic contamination like this Clostridium botulinum in shredded cabbage, cubed butternut squash, sliced onions, Salmonella species in chopped or sliced tomato, or even Listeria monocytogenes in cabbage salad, Aspergillus broccoli. Parasites like Cytosporidium species, they may be found in lettuce and onions. So, these the press cut, particularly vegetables, they are very prone to contamination with the pathogenic disease producing microorganism bacteria. So, this should be properly taken care of. In this slide I have given the various conditions that is beneficial atmosphere, O2 and CO2, that is in the like for example in sliced apples, browning is the main cause of deterioration. So, it should be properly packed and atmosphere inside the package that is less than 1% O2 should be maintained. Similarly, broccoli, if you see broccoli is the fluorescent broccoli, yellowing or off odor is the main cause of degradation, and here in the packet in the environment where it is stored after production, it should be having 3 to 10% O2 or 5 to 10% CO2. Sliced cucumber, here the leakage is the main cause of degradation. Okay. So, it can be kept in airtight package and there should be no leakage of the gaseous environment, whatever. Similarly, strawberry, sliced strawberry or chopped strawberry, loss of texture, juice, color is the major cause of degradation. So, 1 to 2% O2 and 5 to 10% CO2 should be maintained in the commodity. Okay. Similarly, here also the fresh cut fruits and vegetable, other like onion bulb, slice are dried, texture, juice loss, discoloration is the major cause of degradation. So, 2 to 5% O2 and 10 to 15% CO2 should be maintained. Pomegranate arils, that is color loss, juice leakage is the major cause. So, about 21% O2 or 15 to 20% CO2 may help in extending its shelf life and maintaining its quality. Similarly, sliced tomato, here leakage of the environment is major problem. So, 3% O2 and 3% CO2 is recommended as a beneficial atmosphere for maintaining the shelf life of cut or sliced tomatoes. Others also I have given here. So, these are the some of the pre-processing steps like in the papaya, that is the commercial ripening stage for fresh cut papaya is usually when it's a 60 to 70% yellow surface. So, knife which is used for slicing and cutting, it should be sanitized with 150 microliter per liter of free chlorine, and the whole fruit is then peeled, halved and then cut. Similarly, mango also it should be, that is a commercial ripening stage mango should be used, that is color break, shoulder developed or shoulder bloom, it should be chosen properly, proper quality, a grade, and then this all also, that is the fruits, clean fruits are peeled, and this it is submerged in the clean water up to for 5 minutes, then fruit is then cut and sliced. Okay. Then this watermelon, this also, that is whole undamaged watermelon are cleaned and dipped into 10 microliter per liter sodium hypochlorite, which has a pH of approximately 6.5, and the fruit is sliced latitudinally, cut simultaneously from the center of the fruit into 2.5 to 4 centimeter wide rings, and each ring is then processed into 6 equally sized veg samples. Jackfruit, that is after cleaning the acidified hydrochloride, whole jackfruit is cut manually with sanitized stainless steel knives, and the peel and non-edible latex part are removed, and the edible part is cut into small sizes of 4 into 3 into 2 centimeters, and then these slices may be dipped in chilled chlorinated water having 35 ppm for 5 minutes for sanitization, and then packaged appropriately. Okay. Similarly, beet, red beet, whether grated, cubed or whole or peeled, that is these should be stored at around 1 to 3 degrees Celsius before and after processing. Respiration is highly reduced during storage at 5% O2 and 5% CO2. Floor set broccoli, they are washed in water containing up to 200 microliter total chlorine in wash residual material from the floor set, as well as to reduce aerobic plate count. There should be no sulfur odor or discoloration along the stems of the cut ends. So, that care should be taken. Okay. Cabbage, whether green, shredded or diced, that is fresh cut cabbage, greens, diced and shredded products, they are cut with the varying sizes from 0.63 centimeter to maybe 0.95 centimeter. Heads are trimmed to remove that is wrapper, leaves and core, cut and washed using chlorinated water, okay, and for about 1 minute before being spun dried and then packaged. The carrots or the diced, shredded sticks, leaves, that is these are the fresh cut carrots, include the whole, peeled baby, sticks, slices, shredded, graded, etc. and the stems are then tips are excised and the trimmed carrots are peeled, cut and washed in 100 microliter per liter sodium hypochlorite solution for less than 1 minute, followed by centrifugation for removal of surface water. So, these are the pictures of cut fruits and vegetables. Okay. Similarly, for the onion also, that is whole onion are peeled and trimmed by machine or hand. Washing with chlorinated water can be done before or after processing. The bulbs of onion rings are washed with cold water at around 0 degrees Celsius before processing, and fresh cut onions should have no discoloration, skin and core. Bulbs should be dry, free of decay, firm, and they may be about 7.5 to 10 centimeter in diameter. Potato, sticked, diced, sliced or peeled potato, the fresh cut potatoes should be firm and without brown discoloration. Hand peeling and lye peeling result in good quality, although abrasion peeling is more common in the fresh potato, but it is not recommended for making cut potato, diced potato. And anti-browning dip such as 0.5% L-cysteine, 2% citrate, 4% ascorbate, 1% citrate, 1% sodium phosphate or even 1 to 2% brine solution, etc. in combination with modified atmosphere packaging, etc. are needed to prevent the browning of the peeled potato, because very fast this browning, enzymatic browning takes place in the peeled potatoes. Okay. So, finally, I will summarize that this lecture, that yes, the ready to eat fruits and vegetable, ready to eat market is growing. So, in this case fresh cut and fruits and vegetable present unique physiological opportunity in the market, but at the same time these maintaining the quality and freshness and shelf life in the fresh cut fruits and vegetable is a challenge, because the reactions, physiological reactions and other biochemical reactions are continuously taking. So, appropriate care by, that is enzymatic, anti-enzymatic steps or anti-browning steps, antimicrobial step, either by dripping or blanching, appropriate packaging and edible coating, etc. And all these operations, more importantly, this should be done at as possible as a lower temperature, low temperature. So, in the supply chain management, in this supply chain as well as storage, the low temperature should be maintained, so as its texture, flavor, nutritive value, microbiological quality, safety of the cut produce is maintained in proper form. These are the references which are used in this lecture. This I thank you for your presence here.